3 months. If you're going to ask me how long should a talking stage last, I would say 3 months. 3 months talking regularly and getting to know the right things about the person you're talking to is more than enough time for anybody, man or woman, to decide what they want to do with you. What is going on, guys? Josh Love Talk here. Hope you guys are doing well. In today's video, I want to talk about 4 tips that would help you avoid wasting your time when you're in the talking stage. Before I get into it, please subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I post my videos. The first tip I want to talk about is make your intentions, your expectations, and the things you want, make them clear from the jump. When you're talking to somebody, let them know exactly what you want out of the situation. So if you want a relationship, say so. Let them know that for me, I'm looking for a relationship, and in maybe a few years' time, I'm looking for marriage. State exactly what you want, because when you do that, then you give that person something to work with. And it might so happen that once you say that, they just disappear, and that's the last you hear of them. And you have to be cool with that, because you don't want to be in a situation with somebody that does not want the same thing as you. So make your intentions clear from the jump. And if they choose to walk away, that is absolutely fine, because you're not that invested. Maybe it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks in, you're not so invested, they're not so invested. So if you part ways, that is fine. The last thing you want is you're talking to somebody for 5 months, 6 months, and then it turns out that they are not looking for a relationship, but you want a relationship. You would have wasted your time, and they could have enjoyed the benefits of being around you, but at the end of the day, you have to walk away with nothing because you didn't make your intentions clear. Then you have to start all over again. This is how dating can become so daunting and so stressful when you don't state what you want. One of the key things when you're dating is making sure that you and the person you're talking to are both on the same page. You both want the same thing and heading in the same direction. Without that, it's going to be a waste of time. And I get that some of you are scared to say what you want because you don't want to come off too eager. You're scared that, if I tell this person within 2 weeks that I want a relationship, I might push them away. You have to be willing to take that risk. As a matter of fact, in saying that, it would help you know who is for you and who is looking to waste your time. If you say, I want a relationship, and they ghost you, then you know that this is not the right person for you. The right person for you who wants the same thing as you would not be put off by you saying that this is what you want. If you're dating, say what you want. Be clear about it. Be explicit. Spell it so there is no confusion. Don't leave anything open to interpretation. Don't do this, let's go with the flow, let's see how it goes. That is all open to interpretation. You will never know where you stand. You will never know where the situation is heading. And you could have spent 6 months up to a year in a situation that's not going anywhere. And by doing so, wasting your time. The second tip is to have a time frame in mind. When you're talking to somebody, have a time frame in mind by which if nothing is happening, or you see that the situation is not moving in the direction you want, you either put them up on it or you be ready to walk away or even open your options and start seeing more people. For me personally, I would always say 3 months. If you're going to ask me how long should a talking stage last, I would say 3 months. 3 months talking regularly and getting to know the right things about the person you're talking to is more than enough time for anybody, man or woman, to decide what they want to do with you. Anything after 3 months, for me, I'm not sure what's going on. So for me personally, it's 3 months. Yours might be different, and that's cool. When that time reaches, you have to pull them up and say, what is happening here? Where are we going? For me, I've made it clear that I want a relationship. Do you want the same thing? If not, then let me go about my business. And that has to be your approach. If you just stay there, going with the flow and hoping that things will change, listen, you might find yourself in a long talking stage. And this is how people stay in talking stage for a year or more, because they are just going with the flow and just talking and hoping that something will come out of it. When you're dating, you have to be intentional. Like I said, your time is your greatest asset. You have to be intentional about what you want. Say what you want and have a time frame in mind. If that time frame reaches and nothing is happening, then you should be ready to walk away. Which leads me to my third tip. The third tip is be ready to walk away. When you're talking to somebody, you should have your standards, you should have your boundaries. If these things are not being met, it doesn't matter what you feel, it doesn't matter how great this person is. If they are not meeting your standards, your requirements, or both of you don't want the same thing, then you should be ready to walk away. Don't stay in a situation thinking that somebody is going to change. Most times, people don't change when the situation is serving them. When somebody is dating you and talking to you and they have your attention, but they can get away with it without committing, and they can get benefits from you without committing, there is no reason for them to change. Dating should be mutual. It should be two people putting an effort to getting to know one another. If you find that you're the one doing all the work, listen, you're in a situation that might not work out, don't waste your time. Be ready to walk away. Let them know this is where you stand and walk away. People will respect you more when you're intentional about what you want. But if you keep going with the flow, people will take you for a ride and people would abuse that situation. The last tip is stop investing based on your feelings. I've said it many times on this channel, don't invest based on feelings, invest based on commitment. If somebody is not giving you what you need, don't just invest thinking that because you have feelings for them, that should be enough to see the situation through. That's not the case. That's not how it works. On paper, yes, ideally it should, but really and truly, that is not how it works. Invest in people that are invested in you. Dating should be a mutual thing. It should be two people getting to know one another. If the person you're talking to is not giving you what you require, don't just keep investing because you've caught feelings. No, stop yourself, check out the situation, ask for what you want. If they're not able to give it, then you know that that is not the right situation for you. Invest in people that invest in you, because when somebody's invested in you, that is a sign that they actually want a relationship with you, or they're at least serious about you. So don't just invest because you've caught feelings. You might find yourself being disappointed. And the more you invest, the more attached you're going to get to the situation. And the more attached you get, the difficult it is to walk away. So be careful before you invest. Invest in people that are also investing in you. Those are the 4 tips for talking stage. And this should help you avoid wasting your time. Also remember that when you're dating, your time is your most important asset. It's your responsibility to look after your time. If you allow somebody else to waste your time, then they will. You're responsible for your own time. The longer you're spending with somebody that's not for you, the harder it would be to actually meet the person that's for you. Hopefully you've taken 1 or 2 things out of this video. Thank you very much for listening. I'll catch you on the next one.